What's up? So I'm sorry it took a second for me to get on here. I was having some technical difficulties, and then I accidentally deleted the pictures I was going to use. And I know I come on here with an excuse every single time, but I'm here. I was going to do a regular review. Well, I did do a regular review for Love is Blind UK, like what I normally do for my like TV shows. But when I filmed it, the sound didn't record, and I was gonna re-record it, but somebody was like, you might as well just do it live." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess so." So as far as this video goes, I'm just gonna be talking about episodes 7 through 9, and then I'm gonna go live right after this and talk about um the weddings. So please try. Well, I guess it really doesn't matter, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and uh, do my review first, and then I might, look at some questions for a few minutes, and I'm going to jump right to the next live. Now, before we begin, I do want y'all to check out my website, La Vida Rosa Style, where you can find cute accessories like the ones I'm wearing right here. These were handmade by me, and I also have other cute ones like these. Now, the ones I'm wearing right here and these are brand new. They've just been added to the website. Shout out to everybody that has placed orders. Like, I've been getting them coming in. So I am so happy about that, because obviously I made these myself, and the fact that y'all really like them means a lot. Oh, also I have these sunflower earrings, but the white ones right now are the most popular. People are really loving the white ones. Oh, do I have it backwards? I have this one backwards. Yeah. So people are really loving the white ones, but I also have them in yellow and pink. So make sure y'all go check out my website. The rest of my website is on sale. I'm trying to clear out the rest of what all I have on my website, and kind of trying to start over. So I'm just I think I'm going to start well, everything's on sale. I'm sorry, y'all. My brain is everywhere right now. I'm so sorry. That's why I kind of pushed the live back. If you saw earlier, it was supposed to be at 7, but my mind is everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this review because it's gonna be kind of long. I had this broken up into 2 videos in the beginning. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to Naya. Shout out to Newton's Third Law. Shout out to Marie, Terry, Mrs. Frazier. Hi, Tyronda. Hi, everybody. Is Alexis in here? Yep, I see her. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. So in the beginning, I'm just going to do the review. I'll look at some of the comments afterwards, and then we'll jump over to the next live. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Chat. Oh, yeah. Let me pull up the pictures. Here we go. I don't know why. Oh, God, I know. Sorry, guys. This is so unprofessional. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, so first we are going to talk about Sabrina and Steven. And you know what? I really don't have much negative to say about them. Where are they in my notes? Child, did I forget to write about them? I mean, they really didn't. Did I really skip over them, or am I just scrolling past it? See, this is why I like to do this kind of thing where I've already filmed it. Oh my goodness, did I just cut them out? Oh, I think I'm looking at the wrong one. Oh my God, y'all bear with me. Oh my goodness. I might not leave this live up. I might just have to take this down and edit and put it back up. All right, so look, this is where we're gonna start right here. This is where I'm gonna put my timestamp right here, 16:35, starting with Sabrina and Steven. Okay, so at this point of the show, they are meeting each other's families, and she met his schoolmates and his friend, I believe. And they think that both of them are crazy. They think they're bonkers. Why would you do something like this? One of his friends was saying, like, I was with my wife for 5 years before I proposed, and then 2 more years before we got married. I'm like, sir, everybody don't take that long, okay? I know they going fast, but you was kind of moving a little slow. But I feel like their biggest hurdle will be the fact that they are long distance. And let's see, I forgot where they live, but it's like a hour and a half plane ride or something like that between the two. But still, that distance could play a big role, especially if they get married. And then on top of that, we cannot forget that she originally said she didn't want kids, but then kind of compromised with him, when he came back and said that it was going to be a problem. So, they're all sugar, gumdrops, and rainbows right now. But I just don't know. I don't know if it will actually work. I think they will both have to actually want to put in the work. Let me see. He took a trip to meet her mom and her sister and her friend, and they're just very protective over her because she doesn't have the best track record with men. The mom was asking all the questions, the sister was skeptical or whatever, but at the end of the day, everybody is giving them their blessing, because pretty much what else are you going to do? Like, I feel like if you're really not going to give your blessing, you'll be like Tom's mom, who didn't even show up on the show. And let's just go ahead and go to Maria and Tom, since I brought them up. I should have went in order, but since I brought them up. Okay. Maria and Tom. So when we pick up with them, she's still not liking the fact that he was judging people based off of their occupation, because she was a makeup artist. I guess he thought she would be more conceited and into herself and vain. I was like, what does that have to do? For you to be so intelligent, you're this executive at your firm or whatever, you would think you would be able to have more of an open mind instead of looking down upon everybody. But some things that I do think should be a concern. So a situation came up where they were getting breakfast, and Maria offered to pay for the breakfast. And Tom said, okay, go ahead. Maria has a problem with this. Maria, why would you even offer? Like, if you feel like, because her mentality is a man should pay for everything, especially in the beginning of the relationship. If that is your mentality, why would you even offer? I'm a little bit the same way. Like, in the beginning, on the first few dates, yes, I want the man to pay. On the first date, am I ever going to offer to pay? No, I'm not one of those people that's like going to offer just so you could be like, oh, no, I got it. No. And I don't like when people, she was testing. I don't like when people test like that. I feel like that's childish. I feel like it's immature. And I just didn't like the way that she went about it. And Tom, I feel like it further turned him off. He didn't want to say it, but that was kind of like really turning him off. That was already having friction. So, he met her family, and it was a hard pill for them to swallow that the father wasn't there to really kind of like be the gatekeeper of the family and to let them in. But the sister, she was giving him the side eye, but she eventually opened up. The mom gave her blessing. It was a beautiful thing. Like I said, his mom won't even be filmed. The mom ain't coming to the wedding. The mom doesn't approve. I personally feel like that meant a lot to him. I feel like that it seems like he wants his mom's approval, and he was upset about it, but it's not something that he really wanted to, express. He doesn't seem like he's someone that really expresses his emotions, but you could tell that really bothered him because it came up a couple of times that his mom wasn't going to be there, and it was sad to him. So then she meets his sisters. No, then they go to the party. And this is where he meets Tosh. And Tosh was the woman that he had a love triangle with, and he ended up choosing Maria, but he was liking Tosh too. And so he said he was overwhelmed when he was meeting her, and he said she looked more glamorous than he thought she would. And I'm just trying to figure out, well, what does that mean? If I was Tosh, I probably would. Well, what do I sound like? Because she did say she was nerdy and whatnot. So I thought maybe in his mind he was thinking like glasses, mousy, whatever. He had a vision in his mind of what she looked like, and she didn't look nothing like that. So I'm thinking that she's his type as well. But when they were meeting each other, for some reason he started talking about the fact that him and Maria were having problems and they were getting into it. And I was just like, sir, like, you are engaged. Why are you talking about your issues with your current woman with the woman you were almost going to be with? And then they talked about how much they cared for each other, right? He went back and told Maria that she said that she was in love with him, but I don't remember him saying that. I mean, I don't remember her saying that, unless they said it and it was edited out, or maybe I didn't catch it. Did y'all catch her saying that she fell in love with him, or she was in love with him still? I think she was saying she had feelings for him, but I don't think she just said, "Oh, I'm in love with you." I feel like that is crossing the line. It was a lot of talking and cheesing going on. But I feel like he was entertaining it way too much. Regardless of whether she said that or not, he really was entertaining it too much. And it's a shame too, because Maria had all the confidence in, their relationship. Like, oh, I ain't worried about him talking to her. Little did she know what was really being discussed over there. So then she definitely didn't say, yeah, I feel like he was exaggerating. Like, she did say she had feelings for him, but I don't think she was just saying, oh, I'm so in love with you. But anyway, what else happened? So she met his sisters, and they have the conversation about her saying that she felt like the man should pay for everything, or especially in the beginning, the man should pay for everything. And so that's an issue for them. First of all, they're going back and forth somewhat, or she's spilling all their tea in front of his sisters. And he was kind of looking like, you saying a lot, especially for you to be meeting him in the beginning, meeting these women for the first time. These are his sisters. You're saying a lot. So she talked about that. She talked about the fact that they haven't decided who's going to move in with who, whether they're going to get a new place, or whether she's going to move into his place, and he has a mortgage. And she was saying, I don't want to pay the mortgage with him, because what if he decides that he doesn't want to be with me anymore? I would have gotten nothing out of that. I would have just been paying your mortgage. And I don't blame her on that one. The sister didn't even blame her on that one. I don't know. She was just doing a lot of talking. I feel like she was like really spilling too much tea, and he just really wasn't trying to put all of that out there. But at the end of it, they're going to say, oh, yeah. He was like, well, we need to get on the same page financially. And she was like, oh, we are on the same page. No, you're not. Like, you told what you would like from him. You told him, how you would like for things to go, but he didn't seem like he agreed with you. So no, y'all are not. um anyway, let's move on. Who should we move on to next? Let's talk about Demi and Oli. Oli, I like the way they say his name. I can't say it. But what is that? Why does it keep doing that? Can y'all hear that? I don't know why it's blinking like that. Okay. Demi and Ollie. He's nervous to meet her friends. I think he just has a bad taste in his mouth from the vacation when everybody was, I'm not gonna say everybody, mainly Jasmine, kind of attacked him, and maybe he was on defense about that. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, like the way he was so nervous and kind of hyper, um, or just just all over the place before he said anything about having ADHD. I figured it was something like that because he was just giving all the signs of it. But anyway, he met the friends. They had a great time together. They talked about the fact that she has endometriosis and she may not be able to have children naturally, and he's fine with that. He accepts that because his mother was adopted, and so he understands that process, and he would be down for it if it came down to it. So speaking of his behavior, he's just very impulsive and stressed about the smallest things, but he doesn't really tell it to anyone. He said he was in a relationship with a woman for a whole year before he told her that he had ADHD. And I'm just like, well, I see why that relationship didn't work. Like, I feel like that's something you should be honest and upfront about fairly quickly in a relationship, especially if you know that is the cause behind some of your behaviors. But I also feel like with a process like this, it would also make me concerned about whether he was fully committed. Because if you are so impulsive, if you are so knee jerk about certain things, how do I know you're not going to be like over this marriage and moved on to something else? You know what I'm saying? That would be cause for concern. But Demi, she was supportive with him, because he did say it's very severe, and he said it's something that affects him daily and a source of frustration because it takes him longer to accomplish things than it takes other people. As far as like he said, reading a book, like he could never finish reading a book. And also, I feel like, I'm not saying that people with ADHD should not be in relationships, but are you getting help with the ADHD? Do you have any medications that you take? Because it sounds like he knows he has ADHD, but it doesn't sound like he's treating it. It doesn't sound like he's doing it's not like it doesn't seem like he's getting any help to improve. And I could be wrong, but he didn't say that. He said it kind of like it is what it is. And I don't know, that made me concerned too, because I feel like that will put a lot on her. She's already kind of like a people pleaser. But I will admit, I was a little bit more skeptical of the relationship during the vacation, but during these few episodes, they did seem like they were getting closer. He did seem like he was showing more interest in her. So he ended up meeting her family, and they get along. They get along as if they've known each other for years, child. And so then when she went wedding dress shopping, she broke down talking about her insecurities when it comes to her looks, when it comes to her body, and comparing herself to people who are skinnier. And I remember in the very beginning, when she met Ollie, she couldn't believe, like, she said he's somebody that she's attracted to, and if she would have saw him in person first, she would have been attracted to him, but too scared to go up to him because she would have feared that he would have not been attracted to her. And to me, that says a lot about where her self-esteem is. She claims that her self-esteem is a lot better now, and she's grown a lot from this experience. And I want to believe that. I want to believe that, especially, from what we're going to see on the next episodes. But I really hope so, because I like Demi so much, but I wanted her to see what other people see in her. People think so highly of her, and you just want people to think highly of themselves and not just accept anything just because somebody is giving it to them. But yeah, that's it for them until we get to the weddings. Okay, who are we gonna talk about next? Okay, we can talk about that real quick. Bobby and Jasmine. So Jasmine, she already has insecurities when it comes to relationships because of the toxic men that she's dated. I believe one of her exes had a baby on her. But this caused her to be this caused her to have like triggers and trauma responses when it comes to social media. And she says, like, in the past that she'll go through her men's followings and seeing what they've been liking and stuff, just stuff like that, just going overboard. And when I'm saying this right now, it's reminding me of her mama, when she said her mama used to go through her phone and call all the numbers in her phone and tell the boys she wasn't supposed to be talking to block her or block them. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. We're going to get to the mama, but I'm like, now I'm connecting the dots. I'm like, yeah, you act a lot like your mama. Bobby, I'm a little concerned. But anyway, she Googled him and pulled up a music video. And it's almost like she was trying to have a gotcha, like, oh, I found your music video. He told you he liked to rap. He rapped your proposal. He rapped. So it's not like that's something he was hiding. It's not like that was, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, the way she pulled it up, he was just like, oh yeah, I did a music video a couple of years ago. I don't, anyway, she said that she doesn't want to be the person she was anymore that has to constantly check social media. And I'm like, well, girl, you off to a bad start. Like, either you're going to trust the man or you're not. I'm not the type to go through my man's phone. I'm not the type to go through and see who my man is following. I don't have time for, where do you even find the time to do that? And why would I stress myself out over something so insignificant? I'm the type of person, I think if I need to find something, God will show it to me. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm going to come across it. I'm not finna go through somebody's phone and find something to hurt myself with it. Like, I don't know. Like, but like I said, she got it from my mama. And I also feel like she's not healed. And it makes me concerned for this relationship because Bobby didn't do it. Whatever it is your exes did to you, Bobby didn't do it. And he doesn't deserve to have to pay for whatever it is they did to you. So you need to let that go. You need to take a long cry in your mama's bosom or something. You need to talk to Iyanla or something. You need to get past that because this man didn't do it. He seems like a genuine, decent person. We'll see. Because, a lot of times we'll say something like that. And then at the reunion, he didn't cheated. He got a secret wife somewhere. But for now, like, he ain't did nothing. So then we have the mom. Her mom shows up. First, did she ever meet his mom? I don't remember that. So her mom shows up to the door. First of all, she runs up and hugs her daughter and has this very long embrace, which is fine. But when she stepped back to look at her daughter, he's just like, hello. She almost didn't even acknowledge him. He had to hold out his arm to get a hug. She acted like she really hesitantly didn't even want to give him a hug. So, yeah, her mom is pretty much just very overbearing and controlling. And I feel like Jasmine puts the label of protective, or the mom even puts the label of protective, but it's control. You want to control her every move. You want to control, like, if they get married, you want to be in every decision. She even said later on, like, don't tell your best friends what's going on in your relationship. Tell me, I'm your best friend. What? I don't, it just felt like some mind control. It just felt like some manipulation. I'm just like, what? Um, so then she starts grilling him, and she's asking him all types of questions, and they get to education, like, what's your education level? And he says that he didn't do well in school, so he didn't end up going to university. But he has a pretty good job in sales right now. I think that's what he said. And she, like, straight up, she was like, you don't need to be with him. You need to be somebody with an education, because people with sometimes it's very difficult to communicate with an uneducated person. She said that right in front of his face, like, fully insulted this man and didn't miss a beat. And I'm just like, Jasmine, yeah, what? Like, Jasmine, you're not gonna, like, I'm sorry. These are the type of people I can't be in a relationship with. If you can't check your mama, and I don't even mean check her, I don't mean cuss her out, I don't mean be disrespectful. But if you can't check your mom, if you can't say, Mom, please, please don't do that. I don't want you to talk to him like that. Something. So I feel like that was a red flag right there, when she was allowing her mama to just say whatever came to her mind. Like, even when they were talking about where they would live, and he was like, yeah, we might move to London. And she was like, y'all can't live in London. It's too expensive and he can't pay for it. And mind you, he's taking it on the chin. He's being very respectful. A lot of people would not have been able to hold back their tongue. So kudos to him. But I do feel like that was just, he wouldn't have been wrong if he did say something to her, because she's being very rude and very disrespectful. It's giving anti-black something. Because I mean, where did all of that come from? I really do feel like she's the type of mother that secretly doesn't want her child to get in a relationship, because she feels like he'll take her place, or she won't have that same grip on her that she had before, because she'll be married. Um, and then had the nerve, like, you have all this to say, but the mother has been through a couple of failed marriages, and later on, when they were talking with just one another, she told Jasmine, I don't want your kids to go through what you went through when it came to me in these relationships. So you might be able to give a little bit of advice on what not to do, but you for sure can't tell her who is the right man for her when you couldn't find one. And really, you might have had a good man and ran him off yourself, because I could totally see how that attitude could have had him right out the door. Um, Let me see. Is that it for the mom? Yeah, the mom just pretty much was just trying to threaten him and, I feel like she was trying to drive him away. I feel like she was definitely trying to push him away. She was saying certain things that were very rude and nasty. I really do feel like if you want this relationship to work, Jasmine, you're definitely for sure gonna have to set boundaries. For sure. Like you and I did like the fact that at least Jasmine said, well, I'm not gonna tell you every time we have an argument because that's between me and him. And then if I'm over it, you'll still be mad about it. You'll constantly bring it up. At least she said that. I feel like that's a good start, but you need to check her. Like you need to, because that can really cause a wedge. Like he has a lot of patience right now, but that's gonna get old. He's gonna get tired of that. Nobody wants to deal with somebody insulting them on a regular basis. And like I said, you could see those same traits her mom has. She has some of those same traits, and it totally makes sense why she jumped into that Ollie situation, the Ollie and Demi situation, because that's something her mama would do. Anyway, who's next? We already talked about them. Okay, let's talk about Nicole. Let's talk about Nicole and Benaya. Okay, Nicole and Benaya. Pretty much he met her family. They were accepting of him. And then the whole gathering party get together happened and Sam showed up. Now, before this even happened, they knew that they were going to run into Sam. And Benaya, he's got very emotional about it. He was almost on the verge of tears. He said he was scared about Nicole seeing him again. And he said he won't stop her if she wanted to go be with him. And you shook. I mean, he was shook. He was shook. If you're that shaky about the relationship, should you be in it? Like, this man was nervous. And I get it. It is a sensitive situation. And maybe he's very intimidated by Sam. And Sam is, you could tell Sam is there for clout and everything, right? But it's just the way Ben went about it. He went about it in he wasn't confident. It was nervous, very big nervous energy. Ben was on an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, like Sam had him shook, to say the least. Okay, so Sam comes in the room. Sam said he sees Benaya and is like, okay, we'll talk later. And Ben was like, maybe. Ben was being a little sassy about it. And so Sam was like, I don't understand why he's giving me the cold shoulder. Because let's be real, even though Sam is not the most likable and we feel like Sam is not, here for the right reasons. He was the one that got jilted. He was the one that got left. So what is Ben's beef? like for him to be showing that he has some sort of beef. Like, it's one thing to, oh, hey, how you doing? Being short with somebody. But for you to be like, well, maybe we'll talk. You got your girl. I'm the one that got jilted. Like, where's all this attitude coming from? So anyway, he pulls Nicole to the side. And he was being very passive aggressive with her. And, he was trying to act like a nice guy, but he was saying little slick stuff. She told him, look, I really did think I loved you at the time and when I accepted the proposal, but later on, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like a good fit. And she just feel like she didn't get what she needed from the relationship. So then he dropped the bomb that the only reason why she left him is because she wanted to sleep with him and he refused. I don't know if I believe that, y'all. I don't know. Like, he said it pretty confidently. But she physically recoiled when she met him. So it just makes me think he lying. I don't know. I don't feel like he lied. But then he kept repeating it, and he told it to Benaya too. I don't know, y'all. I don't know if I believe that. She basically said, told him like, no, I didn't do that. And she went ahead and wrapped up the conversation and gave him his ring back, gave him the bracelet that he gave her. And she immediately went back to Benaya saying everything that happened. But she wasn't talking about him in a negative light. She just said, look, he's a great guy. We just didn't work out. I just want this to be done. Benaya is mad because she's not talking trash. Like, that wasn't good enough for Benaya. Benaya wanted her to come back cussing out Sam. Like, he wanted like ties to be burnt to the ground. Any sort of door, he wanted it taken off the hinge. He wanted all the locks, and he just wants her a full security system locked around her. The fact that Sam could never get through it, right? He's insecure, pretty much. He's just very much insecure with their relationship. And so he was trying to get a reaction out of it. I low-key feel like he was too. So Benaya pulls Sam to the side, which, y'all, this part right here was totally unnecessary. He didn't have to do all this. He pulls Sam to the side and basically tells him, I think you came here for clout. I don't think you came here for the right reasons. And when it comes to the person that I love, it bothers me. And it's like, I don't know. It was like he was picking a fight with Sam and he really couldn't handle it. He's too sweet. He's too sensitive. Sam don't mind hitting below the belt. So Sam turned around and said he's really bitter. And then he ended up telling him that Nicole wanted to sleep with me and I didn't want to sleep with her. And that's the reason why she left. And so, he kind of laughs it off, but he gonna cry in the car. I felt so bad for Benaya because that hit him hard. He could not finish the conversation. He got choked up. He had to leave. The room was spinning. He had to, that hit him hard. And he was like, even if it's true, he shouldn't have said it. And I agree, but you kind of was picking a fight with him and you should have left it alone. So, so he brought it back to Nicole and he was just telling her what he said. And she was like, look, I don't even want to talk about him anymore. I don't want to think about that stuff anymore. I want to put all of that past us. I agree with her, but I feel like in that moment, she should have given him reassurance. She should have told him, that's not what happened. This is what happened. And now that we have settled all of that, let's put it behind us. We don't need to have no more conversations with him. I'm done with him. I don't want nothing else to do with him. I don't want you to have nothing else to do with him. We done. We about us right now. Team us. And I don't know. He just, y'all, he was shaking like a leaf half of the time. And I'm just like, man, let it go. So, she ends up meeting his mother and his sister. And at first it's kind of awkward and quiet because they kind of had to pick him up after she broke up with him. I guess he was devastated. And it's like, how long was it before she called you to come to the coffee shop? Like, yeah, I know he was upset, but how many days really was it to where you're saying he just couldn't eat, he just couldn't sleep? we know being insensitive, but come on now. So she does end up apologizing to them and, like, you know, trying to make it right so they could be okay as a family, and they end up liking her. But the sister did tell her that um he's a nomad and that he likes to move around, and that's been a problem in past relationships. And that's something you need to discuss with him. Are you going to be okay with him living like that? And I feel like that was a real concern for her. She's already shaky because she's been divorced before, so she just wants to make sure that he's serious. But the screen is flashing. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's going on, y'all. I really don't. I don't know why it's acting like that. But yeah, that's it. That's what would be my main concern. If I was Nicole, I would be like, how do I know you're not gonna want to pick up and leave? I probably wouldn't want to deal with that. I wouldn't want to have that in the back of my mind, especially if we're gonna be having kids. Like, that would be a huge concern. So anyway, finally, let's go ahead and finish off with these two, shall? Catherine getting on my nerves. She got on my last nerves. I'm not even gonna lie. This man can't joke around without her snapping on him. This man can't rub on her shoulder. Don't pet me like a dog. I thought that was your man. Like, ever since he told her about the cheating thing, she's been acting funny with him and just being snappy. And, you know, he said he feels misunderstood and that, you know, he's trying, and pretty much he's just walking on eggshells around her. And, you know, he's doing better than me because I would have given up. But he brought her to his house, and y'all, look, I'm on Ben's side for the most part. But the way his house was decorated, and he tried to say he decorated the house himself, and, you know, I just like to match, and, you know, a woman decorated that house. Now, if it was your mama, if it was your sister, I could see if you say that, but that house had a woman's touch. There was a glitter mirror, a glitter full-length mirror. The bed sheets, the bedspread, the decor. Come on now, a woman bought it. Now, if your ex did it, just be real and say that. But just to say that you did it, that might spark up some more questions for me. I ain't gonna lie. Because why is this your taste? The sister did it. He gives loner vibe. Yeah, I could see the sister doing it because we do see him that he's very close with his sister. So I could see that his sister did it. I just wish he would have said that, because that would have left more questions in my mind, and that would have made me concerned. Like, wait a minute, a woman did do this. So I'm gonna need for you to tell me which woman did it. Why would the sister pick that for him? I don't know. Let's see. So she meets his family, and they have a pretty good thing going on. But the sister saw that he wasn't being himself. The sister was like, you know, you seem you seem like something's wrong. Like, what's going on? And he was more reserved, and he said they had been clashing ever since she moved in. And he's like a more easygoing, jokey type of person, and she's been very uptight about it. And also, she likes to go out, and he's more of a homebody. And he's feeling conflicted because it's not like she's showing him any love. So obviously, the things that make them different, where they differ, is really going to be even bigger, because you're not even making me feel welcome or at peace in my own home. So then they go to that party, and she's whining to Maria about how he's not affectionate. When he tried to run his fingers through your hair, you said, "Don't pet me like a dog." But then you do that and then go complain to the next woman, "Oh, he's not being affectionate." She on my last nerve. So then Sam walked in the room. "Oh, he looks like my ex-boyfriend." He looks like, she went around the whole room. Sam looks like my ex-boyfriend. My ex-boyfriend looks exactly like Sam. She all but said Sam is her type. She might as well have just said it. Okay. So then she goes over to Sam. Add insult to injury, right? Flirting. Very much so flirting. Mind you, earlier that night, Nicole had given him back that ring, right? So she looks at the ring. She was like, "Ooh, I wish this was my ring." Now, ain't this the same woman that's been acting funny with this man because he said he cheated in the past? But yet you sitting up here and all up in another man's face right in front of him? I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know why it keeps blinking, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, so she walks back over to him, and she's saying, "Yeah, so he reminds me so much of my ex-boyfriend." And I don't know, somehow they got in a conversation about one of the other women in the pods, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she's attractive." He said that a couple of times, and she was like, "You have the nerve to call another woman attractive in front of me?" This is bothering me. I don't know why it's doing that, y'all. But she's like, "You have the nerve to call another woman attractive in front of me?" And he's like, "You just got done talking about how that man looked just like your ex 50 million times." So then, I'm trying to hurry up and get through them so I can end this live and figure out what's going on with this. Later on, he confronts her about being snappy and bossy, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I know, you won't shut up about it." And he's just letting her know, "I'm just not feeling the love." And she was like, "Yeah, well, I was adopted, so, and I was bullied." I'm like, I hate when people try to use their trauma as an excuse for their bad behavior. Yes, it can be an explanation for it, but if you're not actively trying to heal, if you're not actively trying to change it, you're literally just using it as a get out of jail free card. Because what can I truly say to you being adopted? Yes, I know you experienced some sort of abandonment issues from that. Yes, being bullied is tragic as a child, but then you turned into a bully. Why is it okay? Why can you receive sympathy for being bullied as a child, but then you turn around and bully your man? And he's supposed to be okay with that? Child, So, he was concerned about the fact that he was also concerned about the fact that if they got married, she would be entitled to half of his money. And he asked if she was okay, if she would be okay with signing a document that would give everything he has to his sister in the case that he passed. And later on, she talked about how, he wanted her to sign a prenup, and, the house would go to his sister, and like, honestly, some of it was convoluted. I wish we would have gotten a better stipulation as to what exactly would happen. Like, would she get anything out of it? Because I know with prenups, you can put things in there where, yes, the bulk of the money might go to one place, but maybe she might receive a one-time payout, or would she be able to receive any sort of spousal support? I don't know. Like, I feel like they really didn't go into detail. But the way it sounded, like everything would just go to the sister. I don't know if it would necessarily go like that. Maybe they can negotiate something else. If that's an issue, though, just leave. Just leave. If that's a real issue, then you should leave, because it seems like it's something that he's dead set on, especially with her attitude and how she acts. He knows most likely this relationship probably ain't gonna work. So at least let me put something in place to protect myself. I don't even blame him for that. Especially since he does have a brother with Down syndrome, and if something were to happen to his mother, then he wants to be able to take care of the child. So if something happened to the mother and something happened to him, he wants him to be able to be taken care of, which I respect that. They what else? Let me just get past a lot of this, because a lot of it is just him being miserable and her pretending like she's not high maintenance and bougie when you are. He's saying, I can't live up to that lifestyle. I can't provide for you in that way. I'm not used to being with women where I have to provide for them in that way. And she keeps getting mad every time he brings it up, when it's a valid concern. And she don't mind arguing in front of her parents. She don't mind arguing in front of her friends. She's just very volatile. Yeah, that's pretty much it for them. They have a difference of lifestyle. So that is going to cause a major issue on top of her nasty attitude. Let's see what y'all had to say in the comments. Freddie looks miserable. Just let it go. High maintenance and currently unemployed. I thought she was a dental nurse. She actually said, I don't need you to change, but I will for you. She said that, but she also said, if you say I don't need to change, but I will, I don't believe that, but I don't believe it. If you feel like there's nothing wrong with how you act, what makes me think that you'll change for him? You can't even be nice to him. I do not believe that. Also, she seems to have a very loving family. She was adopted as a baby. And that's the other, yeah, I didn't want to go there, but I am going to say something about that. She said, oh, this is irritating me. I don't know what's going on. She said, oh, she said that her family adopted her when she was 11 months. You don't remember that. The only people you knew as your parents, if they adopted you from that early, you only knew them as your parents. You only knew them as your parents. So I feel like it's one thing if you knew your mother if she gave you up at like 8 or 9 at an age where you were able to remember your mom. And look, I'm not trying to downplay her being adopted. I know there has to be some sort of trauma that comes from that. But the way she talked about it in the pods, I really thought that her mother was like a drug addict and couldn't take care of her and had to give her and gave her away at 8 years old or something. Her family coddles her because she forces them to feel. Yeah, she uses that. She uses her adoption as a weapon. She uses it as a get out of jail free card. And I don't like it. Y'all, I'm about to jump off of here. I'm going to jump back on in about 5 minutes. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on with this camera. But make sure y'all come right back. I'm going to be talking about the weddings.